My dear friends,
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others chase it endlessly and never catch it? It's not luck. It's not privilege. It's fluency. Fluency in the hidden language of money that no one ever taught you. Most people think money speaks in numbers, in dollars, rupees, or profit margins. But the truth is, money speaks a deeper language, one that's emotional, psychological, and spiritual. And until you learn that language, you'll always be translating life through struggle instead of abundance. You see, money is not just currency. It's energy. It flows toward clarity, confidence, and purpose. When you're uncertain, fearful, or desperate, you repel it. That's why two people with the same job, same salary, and same opportunities end up in completely different financial realities. One knows how to communicate with money, how to listen, respect, and direct it, while the other spends their life in confusion, never realizing they've been speaking the wrong language all along. The hidden language of money begins in your mind. It's in the words you speak, the thoughts you repeat, and the beliefs you hold about wealth. If you say, money is hard to earn, it will be. If you think, rich people are greedy, you've already told your subconscious that wealth and goodness cannot coexist. And if you believe you're not worthy of abundance, no amount of work will ever override that silent command. Because money responds to identity, not effort. Every dollar you spend and every decision you make is a conversation. When you invest in yourself, in learning, growth, and purpose, you're telling money, I am ready to handle more. But when you waste it to impress others or escape reality, you're saying, I don't understand your value. The secret isn't to chase money, it's to build a relationship with it. Treat it with respect, and it will multiply. Ignore it, and it will disappear. The most powerful part of this hidden language is gratitude. Gratitude turns scarcity into sufficiency and fear into flow. When you start appreciating what you already have, even the small things, you open the channel for more. Money loves direction, but it thrives on appreciation. So, let me tell you this. Stop learning how to earn more money and start learning how to speak to it. Speak through discipline. Speak through generosity. Speak through self-worth. Because the truth is, money is not a master. It's a mirror. It reflects what you believe about yourself. If you change your words, you'll change your world. If you change your relationship with money, you'll change your entire life. Remember this, money doesn't come to those who need it most. It comes to those who understand its language best. And today, you have the power to become fluent. The conversation begins now. Money is not just the paper bills we hold or the numbers we see on a bank screen. It is energy, pure and powerful, responding to the vibration we create through our thoughts, emotions, and actions. The idea that money is merely a physical object limits our understanding of how it truly operates in our lives. Think about this. Money moves, shifts, and flows just like energy does. It goes where it feels respected, where it is valued, and where it can grow. When we view money as energy, we realize that it reacts not to luck or chance, but to alignment. Alignment between what we believe, how we feel, and what we do. Most people chase money thinking it will bring them happiness or security, but energy doesn't flow toward desperation. It flows towards certainty and confidence. Imagine someone begging for light in a dark room, but refusing to flip the switch. That's how many people treat money. wanting more of it while staying in the darkness of fear, guilt, and scarcity thinking. Money senses that vibration. It senses whether you are open to receiving it or unknowingly pushing it away. When your mindset is rooted in lack, every decision you make sends a signal of fear to the universe. I don't have enough. And because energy amplifies what it receives, life keeps echoing that same message back. Not enough money, not enough opportunity, not enough growth. The ones who seem to attract money easily don't necessarily work harder. They think differently. They respect money as a living force. They understand that it must circulate. Just as water stagnates when blocked, money too becomes stagnant when hoarded or misused. This doesn't mean you spend recklessly. It means you allow money to flow purposefully, trusting that what you send out with intention will return multiplied. This flow is maintained by gratitude, discipline, and faith. The true magnetic forces of abundance. When you begin to see money as energy, you stop fearing it and start managing it wisely. You begin to understand that earning is not about exhausting effort, but about energetic alignment, doing what you love, serving with value, and staying open to receive. The way you treat a small amount of money determines how much more you'll be trusted with. Energy recognizes patterns. If you waste, ignore, or misuse it, it moves away. If you appreciate, nurture, and guide it, it grows. So the next time you handle money, pay attention to your emotions. Do you feel tension, guilt, or relief? Those feelings are the language your energy speaks, and money listens closely. When you feel calm, grateful, and confident, you're telling the universe you are ready to receive more. The key is to align your energy with abundance, to live as though prosperity is already part of who you are. Because in truth, money doesn't just change hands, it changes energy fields. And when your energy aligns with wealth, money naturally follows. Your beliefs about wealth are the foundation of your financial reality. Every thought you hold about money silently shapes the way it shows up in your life. If deep down you believe that money is hard to earn, that rich people are greedy, or that abundance is reserved for others, then no matter how hard you work, those beliefs will create invisible barriers that block your progress. The truth is, your external financial world is a mirror of your internal mindset. The patterns of your spending, saving, and earning are all reflections of what you subconsciously believe you deserve. Most of us inherit our money beliefs from childhood without even realizing it. We grow up hearing phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Or, people like us never get rich. These messages take root in our subconscious mind, shaping our attitudes toward money as adults. They become silent rules that govern how we think and act financially. Even if we consciously want to be wealthy, those hidden beliefs can sabotage our success. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. You move, but never far enough. The wealthy think differently because they have reprogrammed their beliefs. They don't see money as scarce, they see it as abundant. They believe there's always enough opportunity, enough flow, and enough value to create more wealth. That belief system shapes their actions. They invest instead of hoard. They learn instead of fear. And they see challenges as possibilities rather than threats. Their external success is not just a result of their work ethic. It's a reflection of the beliefs they carry inside. To transform your financial reality, you must begin by identifying the beliefs that no longer serve you. Ask yourself, what do I really think about money? Do I believe it's a blessing or a burden? Do I see wealth as a reward or a risk? Once you uncover the lies that have been holding you back, you can replace them with empowering truths. Start affirming that money is a tool for good, that abundance flows easily to those who add value, and that wealth is your birthright, not a privilege, but a possibility open to anyone who dares to believe it. Changing your beliefs about wealth doesn't happen overnight, but every shift in mindset creates a ripple in your reality. When you start to believe that money is not the enemy, but a partner, your relationship with it transforms. You stop chasing it and start attracting it. You stop fearing it and start mastering it. Because ultimately, money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies what you already believe. If your beliefs are rooted in scarcity, you will experience lack. But if they are grounded in abundance, generosity, and worthiness, money will flow into your life naturally and stay there because your mindset will finally match your desire. Words and thoughts are not just expressions of how we feel. They are powerful frequencies that shape the energy around us, including our financial reality. Money, like all forms of energy, responds to the vibration we create with our words and thoughts. The things you say about money are not just harmless phrases. They are commands to your subconscious mind, shaping your beliefs, emotions, and ultimately your results. When you constantly say, "I'm broke," "I can't afford this," or "money never stays with me," you are programming your reality to reflect those statements. Your mind takes every word as truth, and the universe responds accordingly. The language you use creates a mental atmosphere that either attracts wealth or repels it. Think of your words as seeds and your thoughts as the soil. Whatever you plant consistently will grow. If you sow negativity, limitation, and doubt, that's what will flourish in your life. But if you speak prosperity, abundance, and gratitude, you nurture a field of opportunity. People who attract money naturally often have one thing in common. They speak about money with respect, optimism, and confidence. They use words that open doors instead of closing them. Every time you think or speak about money, you're engaging in a conversation with your subconscious mind. That conversation determines how comfortable you feel with wealth. If your thoughts are filled with fear or guilt, you're sending signals of resistance. But when your words carry assurance and appreciation, you invite more flow into your life. Saying things like, "Money flows easily to me," "I am open to abundance," or "I am worthy of financial success," may sound simple, but they start to rewire your inner beliefs. Over time, these affirmations replace the old patterns that once kept you in scarcity. The mind cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. It only reacts to repetition and emotion. So, if you repeatedly speak words of lack, you create emotional proof that scarcity is your truth. But when you fill your vocabulary with empowering, abundant language, you shift the emotional blueprint within. That's when the external world begins to align with your internal dialogue. What you think and speak becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Money listens to confidence. It flows toward those who speak the language of value, clarity, and purpose. When you speak with fear, you confuse the energy of money. When you speak with certainty, you give it direction. This is why gratitude and positive expectation are such powerful forces. They elevate your words to a higher frequency. When you say, "Thank you for what you already have," you invite more to be thankful for. So, choose your words wisely. Speak of wealth as if it is already yours. Think thoughts that affirm abundance rather than doubt it. Every sentence you speak about money becomes part of your financial story. And the more you align your words and thoughts with prosperity, the more naturally and consistently money will flow into your life. Fear and desperation are like walls that block the flow of money, while clarity and confidence act as open gates that invite it in. When you operate from a mindset of fear, fear of not having enough, fear of losing what you have, or fear of never achieving financial stability, you send out an energetic signal of scarcity. This signal tells the universe that you don't trust abundance, and as a result, opportunities seem to dry up. Desperation has the same effect. It creates a vibration of neediness that repels money instead of attracting it. Just like people can sense when someone is desperate, money can too. It doesn't flow to those who chase it anxiously. It flows to those who move toward it with calm assurance. Clarity and confidence, on the other hand, communicate power. When you are clear about your goals, when you know exactly what you want financially and why you want it, you align yourself with purpose. Purpose gives money direction. Instead of drifting aimlessly, it starts flowing with intention toward your vision. Confidence amplifies this effect. When you believe in your ability to create wealth, when you know your skills, your worth, and your capacity to add value, you send out a magnetic energy that draws money closer. Confidence tells the universe, I am ready to receive. Fear says, I am not enough. The difference between the two determines the reality you experience. Many people unknowingly sabotage their financial lives by acting from fear-based emotions. They hoard money because they are afraid of losing it. They undercharge for their services because they fear rejection. They avoid investing because they fear failure. These actions may feel like protection, but they're actually restrictions that choke the flow of prosperity. Money loves movement. It thrives on circulation, growth, and trust. When you hold it too tightly, you interrupt its rhythm. But when you manage it with confidence and purpose, it expands naturally. To overcome fear and desperation, you must replace them with clarity and faith. Take time to define what wealth means to you personally. Be specific about your goals, not just vague dreams of more money, but clear visions of what financial freedom looks like for you. Then act with confidence, even if the results aren't immediate. Confidence is not arrogance, it's trust in your direction. It's knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to abundance. The truth is, money doesn't follow fear, it follows certainty. It flows to those who see it not as a lifeline, but as a tool. When you stop needing money to prove your worth and start using it to express your purpose, you shift from survival mode to creation mode. That shift changes everything. The moment you let go of fear and desperation, you create space for clarity and confidence to guide you. And that's when money starts to flow effortlessly into your life. Every financial decision you make is a conversation with money. Whether you realize it or not, money listens to how you treat it. The way you earn, spend, save, or invest communicates what you truly believe about its purpose and about yourself. When you make decisions carelessly, out of impulse or fear, you send a message of confusion. But when you make decisions with clarity, respect, and purpose, you tell money, I understand your value, and I'm ready to use you wisely. This invisible dialogue determines whether money flows toward you or away from you. Think about it. When you spend money on things that bring no long-term value, it's like speaking words of wastefulness. You're telling money that it doesn't have meaning in your life, and so it leaves easily. But when you invest in growth, education, health, or opportunities that improve your future, you're speaking the language of appreciation. Money responds to that energy by finding its way back to you, often multiplied. Every purchase, every saving choice, every investment is an energetic statement. You are either nurturing the flow of money or blocking it through neglect and impulse. This is why financial awareness is so powerful. When you start paying attention to where your money goes, you begin to understand your own relationship with it. Are you spending to impress others or to improve yourself? Are you saving out of fear of losing or out of respect for the future? Every choice holds meaning. People who master money are not always those who earn the most. They are the ones who treat money as a partner, not a servant. They listen, plan, and direct it with intention. Money loves direction. It dislikes confusion. If you have no plan for it, it finds one on its own, usually through bills, waste, or unplanned expenses. But when you guide it with purpose, it grows. Creating a budget, setting goals, and investing wisely are not just practical actions. They are conversations of discipline. You're telling money, I'm a good steward of your power. And money, being energy, mirrors the discipline by expanding. The conversation doesn't end with spending and saving. It includes giving. Generosity is one of the most fluent expressions of financial confidence. When you give freely, without fear of lack, you send a message of abundance. You declare, there's always more where that came from. That belief attracts even more opportunities and blessings because the universe mirrors what you express. So, the next time you handle money, pause and listen. What are you saying to it through your actions? Are you treating it with respect or carelessness? Are you directing it with wisdom or emotion? When you start to see every financial decision as a dialogue, your awareness deepens. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. And that's when money begins to trust you, because it recognizes you as someone who listens, understands, and speaks its language with clarity and purpose. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in transforming scarcity into abundance. It changes how you see, think, and feel about money, shifting your focus from what's missing to what's already present. Most people live in a constant state of lack, always wishing for more, comparing themselves to others, or feeling behind. That mindset keeps them trapped in scarcity because energy follows attention. When you focus on what you don't have, you amplify that feeling of emptiness. Gratitude, however, breaks that cycle. It opens the door for abundance to flow by reminding you that you already have more than enough to begin. When you practice gratitude for the money you currently have, no matter how small, you send a message to the universe that you are ready for more. Gratitude acts as a magnet that attracts greater blessings. It changes the emotional frequency of your thoughts. Instead of frustration, you radiate contentment. Instead of fear, you emit faith. And because money is energy, it naturally flows toward positive, open, and appreciative energy. The more thankful you are for what you already possess, the more reasons life gives you to be thankful. Many people think gratitude is passive, just saying, thank you, and moving on. But true gratitude is active. It's a state of awareness and appreciation that shapes your behavior. When you're grateful, you handle money differently. You stop wasting it on meaningless things because you value what you have. You spend mindfully, save purposefully, and give generously. Gratitude transforms financial discipline from a chore into a joy because you're no longer acting from fear of loss, but from appreciation for what's been entrusted to you. It's easy to be grateful when things are going well, but the real power of gratitude shows when times are tough. Even in moments of financial struggle, there's always something to appreciate. The roof over your head, the food on your table, or simply the lessons life is teaching you. When you find gratitude in the struggle, you dissolve the bitterness that blocks your blessings. You create emotional space for new opportunities to appear, because gratitude and resentment cannot exist together. The shift from scarcity to abundance doesn't begin when your bank balance grows. It begins when your mindset does. Gratitude rewires your perception. You stop saying, "I'll be thankful when I have more," and start saying, "I'm thankful because I already have enough to create more." That shift in energy transforms how life responds to you. Every time you receive money, no matter how small, take a moment to be thankful. Bless it before you spend it. Acknowledge its purpose. That small act strengthens your connection with abundance. Because in truth, gratitude is not just about appreciation. It's about alignment. It aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the flow of prosperity. And when you live in gratitude, you stop chasing money. Money starts finding you. Money is more than a tool or a measure of success. It is a mirror that reflects your self, worth, and discipline. The way you handle money often reveals how you see yourself on the inside. If you believe you are unworthy of wealth, your actions will unconsciously align with that belief. You might overspend, neglect saving, or settle for less than you deserve because deep down, you don't feel capable of handling abundance. On the other hand, when you carry a strong sense of self, worth, and discipline, money responds to that energy. It flows naturally toward those who treat it with respect and responsibility. Self-worth is not about arrogance or greed. It's about recognizing your inherent value and knowing that you deserve financial peace and prosperity. People who undervalue themselves often undercharge for their work, accept unfair deals, or stay stuck in situations that drain them financially. Their financial struggles are not always due to lack of opportunity, but due to the belief that they are not worthy of more. The moment you start seeing yourself as valuable, everything begins to shift. You begin to attract better opportunities, make wiser decisions, and command respect, not through words, but through the quiet confidence that comes from within. Discipline is the structure that protects your self-worth. Without discipline, even the most confident person can lose control of their finances. Discipline teaches you to say no when necessary, to delay gratification, and to stay committed to long-term goals. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. Every time you make a disciplined choice, saving before spending, investing wisely, avoiding unnecessary debt, you're sending a message to money that you are ready to manage more. You're proving that you can be trusted with greater responsibility. When self-worth and discipline work together, they create financial harmony. You stop chasing quick fixes or emotional highs through spending. You stop comparing yourself to others because your financial identity becomes grounded in purpose, not status. You begin to see money as a reflection of your mindset. Organized, stable, and growing when you are consistent, but chaotic when you're careless. The truth is, money doesn't change people. It amplifies who they already are. A disciplined and confident person becomes more generous and strategic with wealth, while an insecure and impulsive person becomes more reckless. That's why building self-worth and discipline before wealth is essential. When you know your value and control your impulses, you're no longer controlled by money, you control it. Your relationship with money will always mirror your relationship with yourself. If you want more abundance, strengthen your self-belief. If you want stability, strengthen your discipline. When you respect yourself, you naturally respect the resources you receive. And when you do that consistently, money becomes not just something you earn or spend, but something that grows alongside your personal power, a faithful reflection of your worth and wisdom. Mastering the hidden language of money is not just about becoming rich. It's about creating lasting prosperity, the kind that brings peace, freedom, and fulfillment. When you understand how money truly works, you realize it's not only a financial tool, but also a spiritual teacher. It responds to energy, emotion, and intention. Those who master its language don't chase it, they attract it. They understand that real wealth is a combination of mindset, purpose, and discipline, and that money is simply the byproduct of living in alignment with those principles. The hidden language of money is built on awareness. It begins when you stop seeing money as something external and start recognizing it as an extension of your inner world. If your thoughts are scattered, your finances will reflect that chaos. If your emotions are filled with fear, your financial results will show instability. But when your inner world is grounded in clarity, gratitude, and self-belief, money mirrors that balance. It starts to flow with ease, because it recognizes that you are ready to receive and manage it wisely. Those who achieve lasting prosperity know that money responds to purpose. When your financial goals are tied to meaningful intentions, not just greed or competition, money finds ways to multiply. People who use money to serve, create, and uplift always attract more of it because they are in harmony with its true nature. Circulation. Money was never meant to sit still. It was designed to move, to create, to build. When you understand that flow and align with it, you become part of its rhythm, and abundance becomes inevitable. But mastery also requires emotional intelligence. Many people lose their wealth not because they lack knowledge, but because they let emotions like fear, ego, or impatience drive their decisions. The hidden language of money teaches you calmness, the ability to make wise choices regardless of circumstances. When you stay grounded and patient, money trusts you. It rewards stability with growth. The universe mirrors discipline with opportunity. True prosperity is also about generosity. When you give without fear, you affirm abundance. You send a signal that you trust the flow of life. Generosity keeps money moving, and movement keeps it alive. The more you circulate it with good intention, the more it returns multiplied in unexpected ways. Giving, therefore, is not a loss. It's a declaration of faith in abundance. To master this language fully, you must remember that money will never define you. It will only amplify you. If you are wise, it magnifies your wisdom. If you are fearful, it magnifies your fear. The key is to build yourself first, your values, your purpose, your strength, because money listens to character more than desire. When you embody clarity, gratitude, discipline, and generosity, you speak the purest form of the hidden language of money. And when you speak that language fluently, prosperity stops being a dream. It becomes your natural way of living. In the end, the hidden language of money is not written in numbers. It is written in energy, emotion, and intention. It is a conversation between your mind, your heart, and the universe. Money listens closely to what you believe, how you feel, and how you act. It doesn't simply respond to hard work, it responds to alignment. The harmony between purpose, confidence, gratitude, and discipline. When you begin to understand that money is more than a means of survival, when you treat it as a living energy that reflects your self-worth and direction, everything about your financial life begins to transform. Those who chase money out of fear will always run in circles, but those who are attracted through clarity and purpose walk a straight path toward abundance. The truth is, wealth is not something you earn, it's something you become. You become wealthy in your thinking, in your habits, in your gratitude, and in your faith. You learn to see every decision as a message, every challenge as a lesson, and every dollar as a servant of your greater purpose. The hidden language of money has always been around us, whispering in every transaction, every opportunity, and every act of generosity. But only those who listen with awareness can truly hear it. And once you do, money no longer feels like a mystery. It becomes a mirror of who you are and what you believe you deserve. So as you move forward, speak to money with clarity, not confusion. Treat it with respect, not fear. Use it as a force for growth, not as proof of worth. Because the moment you master this hidden language, you stop working for money, and money starts working for you. And that is the ultimate freedom, not just to have wealth, but to understand it, direct it, and live in harmony with it.